let her rip. Not too bad.
Did your father teach you that?
No, Tim, he didn't.
Macaulay Culkin craves the attention of his ex-con father, Ted Danson, in Getting Even with Dad, one of the big new summer movies we'll be reviewing this week, along with Jack Nicholson and Michelle Pfeiffer in Wolf. We'll also take a second look at the smash hit thriller Speed and see what message its success could be delivering to Hollywood executives. I'm Gene Siskel of the Chicago Tribune.
And I'm Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times. Our first movie is Getting Even with Dad, and this is the latest in an increasingly tiresome series of films trying to cash in on Macaulay Culkin without ever thinking of anything new for him to do. It's a cross between the sentimental story of an ex-convict getting to know his son again and a cornball caper involving a couple of other crooks who look recycled right out of Home Alone. As the movie opens, Macaulay's dad, played by Ted Danson, is joined with a couple of other thieves to steal a collection of rare coins. But the brainy little kid who has moved in with his dad for a few days has figured out the whole scheme and stolen the coins from them. Then he tells them his terms.
Giants game, the aquarium, the museum, what? You want to go to these places?
I want you to take me. I want you to pretend you like having me around for the week. If you do a real good job, Dad, I'll tell you where the coins are.
After the death of his mother and the jailing of his father, little Timmy was sent to live with an aunt. Now he wants to make up for lost time and demands a week of fun like this as his price for revealing the location of the coins. Meanwhile, a female detective played by Glenn Headley is on the trail of the coin thieves, and before she quite realizes what has happened, she's grown close to both the little boy and his father. I think it is an unwritten rule in all movies like this that there is a birthday scene.
For all the birthdays I missed, Tim.
Getting Even with Dad is one of those movies that runs out of ideas halfway through, and so it sends everybody out to sightsee and visit amusement parks and semi-obligatory lyrical interludes so they can all become good friends. And that's supposed to be heartwarming, but then you have the caper plot and the completely unconvincing business of the policewoman falling in love with the father and son, which is totally concocted and leads to a very tricky ending that tries to explain why Danson may not be technically guilty of theft after all. I didn't believe in the movie, I didn't care about the characters, but I was kind of fascinated by the convolutions that this plot goes through.
Yeah, it's a pretty bad picture. And, you know, here's where they made the big mistake. Why not realize that the real surprise or juice of the picture could have been the relationship between Danson and Culkin? Now, these are two good actors. Let them at least try to establish some chemistry on camera.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
In other words, give them the scenes. Let the picture stand or fall on that rather than on all this other material, which is so familiar to us and so standard, involves no original thought whatsoever.
Maybe the original conception was there, and then they said, let's bring these two crooks over from Home Alone.
They put that stuff in because they don't trust the audience to appreciate any chemistry that develops between the two lead actors, and the stuff with the policewoman is absurd. I feel sorry for Glenn Headley having to play that role. Our next